Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full face of nothing new. I realize I haven't done one of these in a little while. I've done some Shop My Stash videos, but I haven't just done a classic full face of literally nothing new. These are products that I've had for quite a while at this point, and I just went through and picked out a bunch of stuff to use. So we're just going to do our makeup together and chat a little bit. So I hope you enjoy. And if you're new, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe and let's get started. We're going to use this today, the Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. I really like this one, but I haven't used it a ton lately. I pulled it out again, but it's like a serum-y texture. So my skin is like freaking out on me at the moment because I just got back from Florida a few days ago. I was at Disney with my husband, and if you've ever been to Disney before, you know it is a lot of standing and a lot of hot, humid weather. I was eating things I don't normally eat, and the first thing I always notice when I do that is my skin just doesn't respond well. So I have this like lovely little friend up here. Although I made that worse, the reason it's so red is because I don't know what came over me. When we got home, it was kind of late at night, and I was taking my makeup off, and I saw this spot up here, and I just like went for it and just squeezed the crap out of it, and that was not the thing to do, but that's what I did. And now it is bright red. So anyway, I normally don't do that kind of stuff with my skin. I'm pretty good about not picking at it, but I don't know. I think I was just so tired and I don't know what came over me. I just like went in for it. But anyway, my skin is not in its best state at the moment, but that's fine. I also have this little friend here, and I can tell like I just have like these little reddish bumps, and it's 100% because I was eating things I don't normally eat. So my skin's not having it at the moment. So I'm trying to drink as much water as I possibly can to try to get my skin and my body back to normal. Okay, for my corrector today, I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish. I haven't used this one lately, so figured we would pull this out again. This is the shade Medium. I haven't filmed in like a week. Oh, really? It's been over a week now, actually, which is so strange for me. So I was very ready to sit down and film today, but it was nice to have a little vacation in Florida. We had such a good time, and I'm sorry I didn't put a video up this last Friday. I actually had a video that I filmed before we left, but you guys, when I tell you, if you've been to Disney, I'm sure you can relate and you know what I mean, but I always forget when I go there. I have all these plans, and I think, oh, when I come back to the room at night, like I'll get on my computer and like finish a video or do some work for YouTube stuff, and then I get back to the room and I am absolutely exhausted. I can barely get into the bathroom, wash my face, and get in bed before I just absolutely just pass out, because you're just so tired from being in the heat and standing and walking and, you know, getting in and out of rides and things. You just like, by the end of the day, you're just exhausted. So anyway, long story short is I had a video filmed, and it actually might be up before this one is. I think I'm still going to put it up anyway, but it was me packing my makeup for this Disney trip, and I planned to put it up Friday, but it just didn't happen. So anyway, that should be coming, or it may be up already. For a foundation today, I pulled this out. I have not used this in a very long time. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint. And I think this shade should be pretty good for me right now because I have a little bit of color now that I've been in Florida. This is light number 5. I think that's why I don't reach for this one as much, because sometimes, or most of the time, it's a little bit dark for me. But I think right now it should be okay. Yeah. So this is light number 5. I'm going to use my Sigma F80 today to blend this in because most of my brushes are dirty. Really need to wash them, but this one is okay, so we'll just go in with this. Anyway, I was able to get 2 videos up last week, so I was happy about that because we actually planned the trip like a week before we went, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to really plan for videos. I'm not even going to attempt much with this friend up here because I'm pretty sure the only thing that might tone down the redness just a little bit is my NARS soft matte concealer, so I'll go in with some of that in a minute. Okay, for bronzer, I pulled this out. I haven't used this in a really long time and I like it. It's the Tarte Sculpting, what is this? The Sculpt tape. I always forget the name of it, but this is the shade Cool Bronze. And I'm actually gonna do this before concealer today. I think this is pretty pigmented from what I remember, so I'm gonna do one side at a time just in case. What should we use? I think I'm gonna use this Sephora collection brush, I think it's the 88. Okay, yeah, super pigmented. All right, I'm gonna switch. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. This brush from Sephora is really nice. It's just kind of on the larger side, so if you're trying to blend something and get a lot of precision, this is probably not the one because it's a little bit larger. All right, I'm gonna take my damp sponge. I'm using the flat side because it's a pretty large surface area, and I'm just gonna kind of bounce over this just to tone it down a bit. Now we're gonna go in with blush, and I think I'm gonna use these. These are the Nudestix blushes, and I have the shade Sunkissed and Picante. I've had these for quite a while. These are the ones that are going very, very viral right now from Sophia Richie's wedding makeup. So they're both really beautiful. Sunkissed is just what the name says. It's like kind of a bronze with a little bit of a rosy undertone to it. It's really, really pretty. And then Picante is also really pretty. It is a bright orange. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand and apply it this way, just so we have a little bit more control. I'm gonna grab it with this Katie Jane Hughes Spectrum No. 2 brush. And I'm just going in with Sunkissed first. And you'll see how pretty this color is. And we also haven't done concealer yet, so the concealer will kind of help clean everything up as well. This color is very, very pretty from Nudestix. It's a very unique color. It's one of those that can definitely double as bronzer too if you wanted it to. And take what's left over the bridge of my nose. And then we're gonna take Picante. With this one, I'm gonna kind of warm it up on my hand, but I'm gonna use the stick with this one and just apply just a little dot on both sides. This color was actually made with Alana Davidson. here on YouTube. I think this was her collab she did with them a few years ago, this color. And we got a lot of blush on, I know, but we have not done concealer, and I'm also just gonna take my sponge once again and just kind of go over it a little bit. For concealer, I pulled out these two, so the Huda Beauty Luminous, or the Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. I have a darker one and a lighter one. I'm gonna go in with this lighter one. This is the shade Coconut Flakes. And then I'm gonna also go right here. This is a good thing to do too. If you ever feel like you've gone like too low with blush or bronzer, you can take your concealer, follow the corner of your mouth out, and add a little concealer, and that will kind of sharpen the area. And then I'm gonna switch and take a little bit of NARS for this friend up here. I'm gonna take this tiny little brush from the Spectrum Katie Jane Hughes collection. This is number 18. It's just like a little, kind of a pencil-y looking brush, and I'm gonna use shade Maybelline for this. And I'm telling you guys, this is the best spot concealer for spots, period. There is nothing better out there, I am telling you. So I usually just kind of place the product there and let it sit for a minute. You don't want to mess with it. I'm gonna take my damp sponge, and I'm using kind of the pointier side and just blending that out under the blush and bronzer. Honestly, might just use my sponge for this concealer also, which I never do. I used to all the time, but I kind of started using brushes years ago, I guess around the time I started my YouTube channel, and I've just like never gone back to sponges, but I have it sitting out, so we'll just use this today. All right, so now that that soft matte concealer has been sitting there for a little bit, I'm gonna take my finger and just lightly kind of tap around the edges. So I'm trying not to touch like the center where the main bit of product is. I'm just tapping kind of around the edge just to kind of seamlessly blend it in. And look at that, you guys. I'm telling you, I've said it 10,000 times and I will continue to say it. This is just a non-negotiable product. Everybody needs one of these, period. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with powder. We're gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in translucent. And I'm using the A21 brush from the Morphe REL collection. And I'm gonna powder most of my face. For brows, I am gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows in soft brown. And I'm just gonna lightly run this through the brows. I like this stuff. You do have to be kind of careful with it. I find that sometimes if you apply it too aggressively, the pigment can get on your skin beneath your brows and it looks kind of odd. But it's good if you just keep it on the actual brow hairs. So I try to use just a pretty light hand with it. I love that this one has this tiny little brush. I wish more brow gels were like that. And then I'm gonna take a brow pencil. This is the one from L'Oreal. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this anywhere where I see like a pretty sparse area. And then I also like to add a little bit of it just right underneath the brow, kind of towards the front, just gives a little bit more structure. I'm going to use my Sigma eyeshadow base in the shade Ignite on my eyes, just to kind of even them out. I want to do something really light, I think, and minimal on my eyes. That's just kind of what I'm in the mood for today. Also, if you have any video requests that you want to see from me, please leave them in the comments. I'm trying to plan out the rest of my month and into June right now, so let me know if there's something in particular you want to see from me on my channel. I actually have like a bunch of ideas for things that I want to do, but I want to know what you guys think too, so let me know. So I just kind of blended that in. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to do on my eyes. I have a bunch of stuff pulled out here. So I pulled out the Sigma Ambiance palette, which I love. I feel like these tones kind of go with the makeup. I also have my BK Beauty True Beauty palette out here. That one I feel like is a little more cool toned for this. Honestly, kind of. Well, maybe we should just use like one of these shimmery shades. Okay, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is called Midas. I'm not sure. I'm gonna use a brush with this first. I can't remember, honestly. Oh gosh, this is such a pretty color, you guys. Look at this color. God, I haven't used this in a while. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. This is a great palette. I'm actually using the small side of the brush that comes with the palette. But oh my gosh, look at that. I mean, honestly, that color on its own is really pretty. I'm gonna flip the brush over to the fluffier side and just blend it out a little bit. I'm gonna go into a little bit of this shade, which is called Basque. It's kind of a more neutral brown color. And I'm gonna start applying this in the outer corner and then kind of bring it up into the crease a little bit, kind of bringing it in under the brow. All right, we went a little crazy on this side. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and go into the light shade in here, which is Days. It's just like a light, kind of creamy color. And I'm just gonna lightly kind of feather around the edge here. I'm gonna actually take my sponge. I'm using the flat end. And I'm gonna kind of clean up this edge over here because I don't want it winged out so much. Yeah, that's better. Don't forget you can use your sponge to fix things like this. Kind of use it like a magic eraser. I'm gonna take this eyeliner from NYX. This is the retractable eyeliner in the shade Bronze. And I'm gonna use this on the outer portion of my lash line. Really, really lightly. I don't want a lot of it. Trying to get it as close as I possibly can to my lash line. And then I'm gonna make just a little baby wing. I'm gonna take a pencil brush that I have sitting here and just kind of go over it. Okay, I just took that eyeliner also, and I smudged a little bit of it kind of on the outer half of my lower lash line. And now we're gonna move on to mascara, but I'm gonna curl my lashes first. This is the Tweezerman lash curler. I'm gonna go in with this mascara from Tarte. This is the Tartelette tubing mascara. Actually, I took this to Florida with me. This was the only mascara I used, and you guys, I feel like I did not give this mascara enough credit initially, but this is all I took to Florida, and I feel like every day by the end of the day, and I was wearing my makeup for a long time. I had no smudging, no flaking, no nothing. This is not a clumpy mascara. I felt like my lashes just looked great all day long. This was like one of my favorite products I took with me, honestly. Okay, for the lips, I think I'm going to use this from Maybelline. This is the Color Sensational lip liner in Totally Toffee. And then kind of, I was going to say I'm just going to do a gloss. I think I'm going to do a little bit of Picante on my lips. Should we put on top? I think I'll just do a little bit of this Patrick Ta gloss. It's one of his plumping glosses in Full Syringe. Ooh, yeah, I love that actually. All right, you guys, that is it for this full face of Nothing New. Honestly, this is nothing like what I thought I was gonna do when I sat down to do this makeup, but that's what's fun about these videos is I just kind of use whatever and come up with something. And I actually love this. It's a little bit different than what you normally see me do. This lip though, so pretty. I have never paired these things together before, but this Totally Toffee on its own is really pretty, but then this Picante with a little bit of that red plumping gloss over it, so pretty. So pretty. And the blush combo is very good. There's obviously it's going viral right now because of Sophia Richie, but those two colors do pair really well together. And I just love this. Very summery looking since summer is not quite here yet, but it's coming soon. So I hope you enjoyed. I will have everything listed and linked below for you. Thank you for your patience while I was gone on a little vacation last week, but I am back now and we will be back to our normal content schedule. But thank you so much for watching. Everything will be linked below and they are affiliate links, so I do make a commission if you do choose to shop through them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you.